Hey everybody, welcome back. So today in this video, I want to polish off this camera arm project once and for all. I made some mistakes last time, but I need to get this done. For starters, I need to use it. Secondly, I've got 3 other projects either in the middle of the works, like my crazy Geetek A10M that I can't seem to get to work right anymore, the outdoor testing, and I have a new product test coming up. So I need to get this done. So I'm doing away with the armature wire. I like it, but I can't the threads won't hold, they're too soft, and it's just not sturdy enough. It's just not stiff enough for what I want to do. So we're going with the 5/16 fuel line. We're going with that. We're going with some 1/4-20 all thread, and that is threaded all the way down, threaded rod if you don't like all thread. Here's the camera, here's the clamp. So what I'm going to do, I cut this piece so that it goes the full length of that up to my threaded inserts, so that when this is all clamped together this way and this is inside it, this will not go back and forth to any great degree. It is trapped inside. So what I'm going to, one of the mistakes I made last time is I did not leave enough threaded area to put a lock nut on it, which meant that if I turned this in a U-shaped, it would rotate in the clamp. So I need to have something on it to prevent it from rotating in the clamp. All I have at the moment are some 1/4-20 wing nuts. I would have loved to have some nice aluminum thumb nuts, but they didn't have any, or even plastic thumb nuts with a brass insert would have been fine, but they didn't have any, and I don't feel like making any at the moment. So I'm going to go with wing nuts. This is something I can always change later. So I'm going to take about 2.5 inches of the all thread. I am going, and it's interesting, the all thread, another thing I just kind of lucked out on, it fits pretty snugly into there. You can't push it in, but you can thread it in if you double nut it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat about 1 inch of it with JB weld. I'm going to double nut it. I'm going to thread it in. And then once it's threaded in, I am going to take this little device, put it over it, and I'm going to squeeze it hard against the threads in the JB weld. So I'm going to kind of have a mechanical bond as well as a chemical bond. And I'm hoping that's going to do it because I got better things to do. So I'm going to do this off camera and I'm going to get back to it and I will show you what the results is. We'll put it together on camera and we'll see if it will support my camera and stay in the clamp and not rotate and give me everything I want so I can get on with my other projects. Be right back. Okay, so I got that done, and in case some of you are wondering, this clamp here is part of a flaring tool set to double flare steel tubing, and it is solid steel and it is really beefy. So I cut my pieces 3 inches long. See if we can have some hope of getting this to focus. Probably hopeless, but I cut my pieces 3 inches long. I threaded them in, and I covered them in JB weld. I threaded them in, and then I took that clamp and I clamped the heck out of that. And then it'd be nice if the camera would focus, but you know what? I guess we can just completely forget about that again as usual. And I don't know if you can see it, but I really squoze down on that. I squoze down on it in the 5/16 setting, and then I squoze it again in the 1/4 inch setting, and I did it on both sides. And so I think I have a good mechanical bond as well as a chemical bond from the JB weld. This is a standard JB weld, so it's going to take 24 hours to cure completely. So this is Saturday right about noon. So I will be back tomorrow and we'll put this thing together and hopefully I will have what I want. Okay, it is now Sunday right at noon. Will it focus on that? Again, I am using my phone to focus this since the camera I normally use is going to be part of this video. And the video camera on the phone doesn't quite work as well as the little dedicated Canon camera. So it is Sunday at noon. This has now been sitting, curing for 24 hours. Let's put it together. So I think what I'm going to do, you know what? Let me zoom out a little bit. I think that might make it easier. And I am going to pop off the one end here with the threaded insert. The other end has a threaded insert too. And let's see if I can just feed this all the way down. think it should work, I hope. There we go. Got to get it through the threaded insert on the other end now. You know, I might have to pop that out, see if I can do that without a struggle. There we go. And there we go. And let's thread it in. Now I may have left a little bit more thread sticking out than I'm going to need, but as I mentioned in the other video, probably it's easier to make something shorter than it is to make it longer. So let's get that started. And I'm going to go right down till it bottoms. And let's pop it back in. And let's do the other end. Now my goal was to make it so that it bottoms, and I think I made it, I don't know. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that down in there. My goal is so that the metal insert here comes extremely close as I can get it to the end of the tubing in there. So let's give it a go. And I'm going to have to thread this in. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take a regular nut. And for now, I'm trying to not make any of this permanent in case I need to take it back apart. But at some point in time, if I like having a nut on here, I may thread lock this nut with a little medium strength thread locker. So let's put that on there for now. And let's see if we can thread this side in. Appears to be going. There we go. I think that's all the way in. Let's put a nut on the end of that too. Here we go. And let's put a nut on the end of that. And then let's see if it'll flex without breaking. That's going to be the fun part. I don't know how critical. Oh yeah, look at that, huh? Look at that. Look at that, huh? All right, so now let's get the wing nuts on because I want to be able to tighten. I want to be able to secure the clamp and the camera from rotating. So let's thread these on. That might actually be a pretty darn good length of thread on the end. It's probably a little too much, but I'd rather have a little too much than a little not enough, if that makes sense. Okay, let's put the clamp on one end. Here's my clamp. And I can only hope and pray that this video, the phone is recording this properly because it's not giving me any indication. So I am now going to tighten my nut down, my wing nut down. So in hopes of that not rotating, let's put the, let me zoom up and out even more here. And let's put this on where I normally put it. I will come back here momentarily and check to make sure that that's in the photo. I normally put that clamp underneath, but for now that should work. Make sure it's tight. And we're tight there. All right, let's make sure we're in the picture. Gosh, that thing is long. I'm glad I didn't decide to make it 3 feet. Okay, let's get the camera on. And the battery is on the camera. Hope you can see it because the battery is probably almost as heavy as the camera itself. And the camera has 2 holes on the bottom. Not sure why. One is threaded and one is not. All right, I'm going to thread that on. Oh, we're going to go, that's too far. We're going to go right to there and bring the wing nut down. Here's the test. Will it hold it up? Look at that, it does. It holds it up fully extended. Can you see that? Let me move the camera around a little bit. Well, the clamp didn't hold. That may be too much for that to expect from that little clamp. because this lip on here, it doesn't really give it any great way to hold. It's amazing that it does as good a job as it does. So the arm itself is strong enough easily to hold the camera at full extension. Hard to see it, but that's the camera right there. And let's do a little bending on it and let's see what we get. So I need to be able to stop that rotation from happening. And that's what I ran into before. I need to tighten that first nut down. I have a feeling I'm going to have to put a pair of pliers on that wing nut. Let me grab a pair of pliers. Here we go. I think that's where most of my problem lies. I'm just not getting that snug enough with my fingers. And there we go. So that worked out pretty darn good, didn't it? Let's see if we can get fully around in a U shape. Because one of the problems of this camera is when I'm filming on my desk, I need to be like this. Because if I'm not, the video is going to be upside down. And then I'm going to have to rotate it in software, and that's a pain in the neck. I mean, I can rotate the camera screen, the little screen on the camera. It will rotate, but the video still comes out upside down, and then I have to rotate it in software, which then I'll have some that are upside down, some that aren't, and it just makes some added work for me, which I would like to avoid. So there we go. I am pretty happy with that. If you guys decide to build one of these, I will have all the links in this final video. I will also put links to my line lock stuff that I've created on Thingiverse, and I'll put the videos there on Thingiverse as well, like I normally do, in case anybody finds it there before they find my videos. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to enjoy using this thing, and please like and subscribe, and I'm going to get back to other projects. I've got some work on my both Jeeps to do. I've got some outdoor filament tests, UV tests I want to run. I have a new filament, brand new, that hasn't even hit the market yet. The manufacturer sent me to test and review. So I got a lot to do. So I'm happy to have this camera and this arm available to me now. And yeah, guys, have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'm going to get back to it. Bye for now.